Now we'll go on to the question and answer session. So answering the questions, there'll be myself and Alex. And well, we've got a first question, because I was looking at them while Alex was doing the... Alex, this one's probably for you. It's how easy is it to integrate Prima Re into my own systems? Would you mind taking that one?
Of course, Fletcher. That's a good question. Well, let me start by saying that Prima Re is built on the latest state-of-art technology currently available. Because we have 10 years or 11 years of existence, we leverage our expertise in IT and development methodology to make this product very flexible and easy to integrate. Therefore, we offer multiple solutions in order to communicate with third-party environment. Maybe let's review one or two possible integration points. Between any third-party system, such as inward system, support system, such as a general ledger or settlement system, we can provide direct API integration or even web services integration. There are definitely two possible implementations, or even any real-time transfer layer. We could also imagine that batches could also put in place to feed the Prima Re database on a daily basis with inward information such as claims, policies, etc. So as a general comment, we identified that it was pretty easy to integrate Prima Re into an existing environment, and usually was taking about 3 to 6 months to integrate fully Prima Re into all the different pieces that were in place by the current insurance organization.
Okay, thanks, thanks, Alex. Of course, oh, sorry. Yeah, of course, the demo site itself is an example of integration, because it's the demo site is integrated with a simulation of an insurance admin system on one side, which is feeding data. And what we've got is we've got some web services set up for that, and it's also integrated with the EDM electronic document management system using the CMIS standard. Right? Question two. So sorry, if we hope this answers your question. If you have any questions, just put them onto the chat. If you have a follow-up question, put it onto chat, and we'll see it as well. Question today, I understood that Prima Re manages ceded reinsurance. Do you have any plans to address accepted reinsurance? So question about accepted reinsurance. Okay, so yes, we do have plans to address, sorry, is everything okay? Okay. We do have plans to address accepted reinsurance. What we have in our current product lineup, we have Prima Re, which manages sessions, and it specializes on sessions. And we have Prima Insure, which specializes on the direct insurance side. Prima Re is specializing on sessions. It's going to stay with that side, and for the acceptance side, what we're planning on doing is having a sister product integrated with Prima Re and Prima Insure, which will be coming out later. And so watch the blog for announcements on that one. Question. Okay, we've got a question on multiple currencies, but that must have come before I mentioned multiple currencies. Prima Re's capabilities in terms of reporting. Alex, do you want to take the reporting one? It's a bit of an integration question as well.
Sure. Outside of Prima Re reporting capability through its own interface, the customer will have the ability to plug its own reporting tool that will retrieve data out of Prima Re persistent environment. We realize that nowadays most insurance carriers have already within their IT environment a reporting tool or structure or application in place. And so it was easier for us to, instead of imposing a reporting tool and reports out of the box, was easier to integrate Prima Re with that current tool, because it brings more flexibility and also bring consistency as far as the report being generated for the end user. So that is why we decided to let the reporting tool outside of Prima Re.
Okay, thanks, Alex. There's another question here. What happens to the Prima Re's previously published results? So it's a bit of a detailed question. Previously published results for all those times when new information turns up and invalidates them. Okay, I'll take this one because I've got some detail about the processing engine. What I think this question asks is, seeing as we interface Prima Re with admin systems, what happens when there's a correction in the admin system and this correction invalidates the figures? Well, what Prima Re does is, I'll have to show you this actually. It's a bit more easy. fractionalcargill@gmail.com. Whoops. Right. If I go back to the quota share treaty, once it lets me in, there we go. Just search QST10. There you go, QST10. This quota share treaty. So we have here some technical accounting figures, and we've got some accounting reports. So technical accounting figures by period, if I show them there. What these figures show are, these figures are always up to date. So Prima Re always gives you a coherent vision of the figures, which is coherent with all the figures that the other IT admin systems and all the reporting is giving. So, for instance, this figure here, 2010 January, this figure is correct today. Now, the question is, what happens if between January 2010 and now there's been a change in that figure? Well, in this table, Prima Re will always give the latest vision, so it's always giving a correct vision and a coherent vision. Now that's all well and good, but we have already sent to reinsurers and brokers some figures, and indeed we find them here. This is the accounting report for 2010 January. And what Prima Re does is Prima Re stores, every time Prima Re produces a report or statement, so every time you finalize or you freeze a period, Prima Re will freeze a set of figures. So it keeps a copy of the figures for the report, so it's always possible to justify the figures to the auditors and to show why in 6 months ago, why did we produce these figures when if we look in the admin system today, we see that the figures aren't the same as what we proposed. Well, thanks to this this feature of Prima Re, which keeps a copy of the figures, we can see, well, the figures today are what you see in the other admin system, but 6 months ago the figures were different, and it's Prima Re that can show you this. And well, we don't show it in Prima Re, but with our integration with the data warehouses and data flows, we have all the Prima Re technical accounting figures, which are available for reporting and for data mining, in fact, freely available, so that you can, the auditors can do their audit, and so that your reporting people can do all the reporting that they need and require. So I hope that answers the question, which was, oh, I've lost it in the list, which was about what happens when when there's a change in figures which invalidates. Oh no, it doesn't answer the question actually. It answers part of the question. The second part of the question is, of course, so if between the time when we send the January report, the January statement and the February statement, there's a change in the figures for January, then this change will be included in the February statement, or in the March statement, or in the April statement, whatever. So the changes roll up to the next available statement. And so that way, the figures that are shown in Prima Re on the technical accounting side are always the latest figures, and the figures that are shown in accounting reports are always correct for the reinsurers and brokers.